Hello again. I've been resting. It feels so good. Thank you for everyone that's supporting me along the way and watching what I'm up to. My boss, she should have called yesterday, but she hasn't called me. So I'm sitting here sort of thinking, I wonder how things are going to go. And if, what would happen if she just changed her mind? Are you an overthinker too? Okay. I don't think she's going to. I think she's probably just busy, but it just got me thinking about us asking for things and for us speaking up and really getting what we want out of life. And really, what happens a lot of times is this fear of failure. We have such a fear of failure when actually, okay, if I were to ask my boss maybe a year ago or even 5 years ago, if she would have said no, it really, and she did, it wasn't a failure, right? Every single time that I came to her, I learned and I learned and I learned. And then I basically got to the point where it's like, well, I'm just physically unable to do this anymore. But I learned a lot along the way. And I think that's something that sometimes we forget, you know. A failure doesn't always have to be a failure. A failure a lot of times is just gathering information. So then we pick ourselves up and then we try it again. So this time, if she were to say, yeah, I changed my mind, I don't think that's gonna work. Even if she let me go, right? Okay, sorry, yeah, we don't need you here anymore. It's not gonna be a failure. I've already worked it out in my mind where I know that I'll be fine either way. I have the confidence in myself knowing that I have a lot of skills, I have resiliency, I have a lot of people in my corner. I have you. But sometimes I think that being scared keeps us from trying anything. You know, we're so scared we don't do anything. And that's kind of what happened to me. It's like, well, I'm just scared to say anything because, what if they say no? They're probably going to say no. So I just sat there not doing anything until it was like my life was flashing before my eyes. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't just go on like this. What if something really happens to me? And so I'm really happy that I got the courage and I found that, self confidence in myself for me to go and say, hey, this is really what I need, or this is what I can't do. And so I don't know, do you feel like that? Do you feel like that too? Like afraid to say something because you're afraid that you might fail? I think feelings that we have, like these negative feelings that come up that we're really, really afraid of, keep us from doing a lot of things. Yeah, they keep us from doing a lot of things because now I'm thinking, well, yeah, maybe I would have to go out and get get a new career or a job, or maybe I'll just have to, push and get, my business being able to support me, you know? But I think there's something about that when we really trust ourselves and we trust our past experience, then we can't really fail. It's not really possible. So that's why I just wanted to tell you today. And then also, if you're thinking about even leaving the organization and really being afraid of, I don't really know what's out there. They told me it was really bad. And like, what if I don't have any friends? And where would I live? And where would I go? And all of these things. It's a lot of fear. And that's how they keep you trapped in the organization, is a lot of fear. But you might want to think about what would happen if you didn't go. What if you were to stay the same and you were to live the rest of your life in an organization that it's not real? They don't really truly care about you. And you missed out on all of the things that you might learn and fall in love with yourself. Yeah. It's like, which one's scarier? Which one are we more afraid of? Because what your brain is going to want to tell you is that you can't do it. You can't do it. Like for me, oh, you can't ask for that. That's not possible. This is a really dumb idea. Everybody's gonna laugh at you. It's just not possible. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough this or that, or, your brain will keep on going into this loop of like, don't do anything. It's super, super scary. Don't do anything. And then the more times that it keeps you, down and not doing anything, everything kind of stays the same. So taking a risk, like asking for really what you want, doing something that you really want, speaking out, actually leaving, a toxic relationship, or, leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses, which is another toxic relationship. Yeah, I've been reading this book called It's Not You by Dr. Ramani, and this has been so good. Every time that I read it, I think of relationships, and then I think of the religion as well. And there's one part in here I said I was gonna read. Okay, this is really good. Okay, there's a couple of different parts I wanted to read, but here's one. This is talking about biscuits. It's called Biscuits in Bed List. So she's giving an example of how to heal from, even if you're still in the narcissistic relationship, like how to heal from it. And she says, maybe the narcissistic person in your life would throw a tantrum when you would cook with garlic, or they refused to watch films with subtitles, or they made fun of you for wanting to make crafts during the holidays, or they berated you for having soda in the refrigerator. And then she says, now, do those things. Cook up a storm with all of the garlic you want. Have a personal French film festival. Get a glue gun and have a ball, or buy cases of soda. She says, my little pleasure is eating biscuits in bed while reading and playing games on my phone. Thus, the name of the exercise. Seeing it all written down is a reminder of how many little things you gave up for the relationship, and likely faced their contempt and rage for. And a lot of times what happens in these relationships, whether it's corporate America or a toxic narcissistic relationship, or being a Jehovah's Witness, you give up a lot of yourself. So what she's saying is make a list of these things and that they hated and they wouldn't let you do, and then just go for it. And she said, once you start living as yourself, it can put the toxic pattern in starker focus and make radical acceptance more sustainable. So she's just saying with radical acceptance, like just really accepting, like fully accepting, this is the way they are. It's never gonna change. There's nothing that you can do to change them, and just accepting it. That's what she's talking about. So she said you can make it more sustainable this way. And she says, if you didn't leave the relationship, this list can focus on things you will give yourself permission to do. And then it's important that you take the time to do them, perhaps when the narcissistic person isn't around, in order to avoid the fight. The doing, even if it is just making a pom-pom cat ornament, is part of the healing. I just thought this was really cool. So making a list of all of those things that they hated that you did. For me and the Jehovah's Witnesses, it is, going to buy new Christmas ornaments. I loved hearing stories about people with, their Christmas family stories and things like that. What do you want to do? Go shopping for a Christmas tree? I don't know, try a new recipe during the holidays, start a new tradition. And then if you apply this advice here to, what I'm going through with my corporate job, what would I do? Not work night shift anymore. I'm sure a lot of people are going to have a problem with this because, maybe they want that too. Maybe they want to work day shift, but they just haven't said anything. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be, getting up early and then enjoying my coffee and saying good morning to the night shifters, and I don't know, that maybe that will be part of my biscuits in bed list. But yeah, I just wanted to check in and tell you all is well. I'm just getting all rested up. I'm here and I have my my blankie and my book, and I'm just taking it easy, and then I'll go to that meeting tonight, and see what's going on. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm not afraid of any of it. I'm not afraid of anything. Because there's nothing I can really fail at. Like everything is just gonna get me closer to where I'm supposed to be. So I've accepted that, and accepted that, there might be some negative emotions, but I'm gonna get through it. So I hope you have a wonderful day too. Bye everyone.